You've been staring at the screen again, haven't you? Telling yourself you'll start in 5 minutes, maybe 10, but 5 becomes 15, and 15 becomes another wasted hour. You don't lack ambition, you're just trapped in hesitation. Procrastination isn't laziness, it's fear dressed as comfort. You're afraid to begin because beginning means responsibility, and yet you already know the cure. It's smaller than you think, because once you move, everything else follows. The mind resists what the body avoids, but obeys what the body begins. Start now, not later. Not perfect, just now. This is how procrastination dies quietly in the first minute of action. Understand the real enemy procrastination isn't about time. It's about emotion. You delay tasks not because they're hard, but because they're uncomfortable. Your brain avoids pain, and work often looks like pain. But the secret is to see procrastination as resistance, not identity. You're not a procrastinator. You're a thinker delaying action. Awareness breaks the illusion that delay equals rest. Every time you postpone, you trade relief for regret. The longer you wait, the heavier the task feels. But once you understand that fear is temporary, control returns. Procrastination feeds on uncertainty. Kill it with clarity. The 10-minute rule begins when you see delay as deception. It's not comfort. It's control disguised as paralysis. And now, you reclaim that control 1 minute at a time. You don't have to be fearless, you just have to begin. Because 10 minutes of courage defeats hours of hesitation. The psychology of momentum, the human brain loves completion. It craves closure. When you start something, dopamine whispers, keep going, that's momentum, the invisible force behind every achievement. The problem is, most never feel it because they never start. The 10-minute rule tricks the brain into motion. You tell yourself, I'll only do 10 minutes, and the resistance drops. It's easy, safe, achievable, but secretly powerful, because 10 minutes turns into 20, then an hour without effort. Momentum doesn't need motivation. It creates it. Your body, in motion, convinces the mind to follow. That's why small beginnings lead to big outcomes. It's not willpower you need, but then it's inertia. Once you start, you won't want to stop. The brain loves progress more than perfection. That's why the 10-minute rule works. It activates momentum instantly. Start ugly. Start. Anyway, perfectionism is procrastination in disguise. You keep waiting for the right conditions, but they never come. You think the first attempt must look flawless. It won't. Start ugly. Start rough. Start raw. But start because action doesn't require elegance, only intention. The messiest beginnings often lead to the most brilliant result. You can't edit a blank page. You can only improve a flawed one. The 10-minute rule gives you permission to be imperfect. Tell yourself, I'll do it badly for 10 minutes, and begin. You'll soon realize that progress hides behind imperfection. Every master started in chaos before clarity appeared. Waiting to be ready is the slowest form of failure. You'll fix what's wrong after you start, not before. The courage to begin badly outweighs the fear of not beginning. Remember, ugly starts are still starts, and that's what matters. Shrink the mountain, big goals paralyze the mind. Small steps mobilize it. You look at the whole mountain and freeze in fear. But if you focus on the first rock, you start climbing. Break the task into smaller chunks, 10-minute pieces. Write 1 paragraph, not a whole chapter. Do 10 push-ups, not a full workout. Answer 1 email, not the entire inbox. Your brain rewards progress, not perfection. Every small completion builds confidence for the next. You don't conquer mountains by leaping, you climb inch by inch. The The 10-minute rule makes every challenge smaller,
Manageable, human. You'll look back and realize, the mountain was never the problem. It was your fear of starting. Once you shrink the task,
the fear fades because what's broken into minutes becomes conquerable again. The science of the first step. When you move your body, your mind follows. Action precedes motivation, not the other way around. Your brain's chemistry changes once motion begins. Serotonin rises, anxiety lowers,
focus sharpens. You feel capable again because that first step triggers a biological
shift from fear to flow. 10 minutes of action rewires your emotional state. You can't think your way out of procrastination. You must act. Thinking fuels hesitation. Moving fuels belief. It's not your feelings that drive behavior. It's your behavior that shapes feelings. Once you grasp that truth, procrastination loses power. The brain learns from proof, not promises, so show it evidence that you can move. 10 minutes of doing beats hours of worrying, because once you start, your body remembers. It was never that hard. Build micro commitments. You don't need massive goals. You need micro promises. Say, I'll just open the laptop. Then do it. Say, I'll write one sentence. Then do it. Say,
I'll clean for 5 minutes. Then do it each.
Micro commitment builds trust between you and yourself. That trust becomes consistency, the backbone of discipline. The 10-minute rule is a micro commitment.
Loop in disguise. You start small, you finish something.
You feel capable. That's how you rebuild momentum from zero. Success is not about willpower. It's about systems, and this system works because it's too small to fail. When the brain can't find an excuse, it obeys. Promise less, perform more. That's the secret. Keep the promises you make to yourself. That's how you rebuild self-respect. 10 minutes at a time. The reward. Loop reward yourself after every session. Not with distractions, but with recognition. Say, I did what I said I'd do. That's self-trust forming. Celebrate 10 minutes of focus like it's an achievement. Because it is. Your brain thrives on acknowledgement. Give it some. Each time you reward small effort, motivation multiplies. You stop chasing external validation and start building internal drive. The reward loop teaches your brain that effort equals pleasure. That's how consistency becomes enjoyable, not painful. Soon you'll crave progress like you once craved avoidance. The key is to link reward with action, not delay. Procrastination gives false rewards up front. Discipline delays them for truth. When you finish your task, pause, smile, and breathe. You did it. You overcame yourself. Again, that recognition is your dopamine, and that dopamine becomes your new addiction. Progress. The environment reset your surroundings, either fuel focus or feed distraction. Clean your workspace, clear your desk, remove triggers. The phone beside you is not innocent. It's temptation. Procrastination thrives where chaos lives. Create an environment that supports doing, not delaying. Light a candle, play soft music, or sit near sunlight. Make your space an invitation to start, not to escape. The 10-minute rule works best in a calm setting. When your environment feels intentional, so do your actions. Remove clutter and resistance fades. Every item on your desk should have a purpose. Energy flows where attention goes. Guide it. You don't need luxury, you need order. Your focus deserves a throne, not a battlefield. And every 10-minute sprint deserves an environment that empowers it. Use the power of restart. Missed a day. Good. Start again. Fell off track? Perfect. Begin again. The secret to beating procrastination isn't never failing, it's never quitting. Restarting is not regression. It's resilience. Every reset is proof that you still care. The 10-minute rule isn't about streaks. It's about returns. You'll fall, everyone does, but you must rise faster each time because consistency isn't perfection. It's persistence. When you restart, you rebuild momentum from memory. You're training your mind to bounce, not break. Procrastination dies in the moment you decide, I'm back. Every new start weakens the old habit. You're becoming unstoppable because you refuse to stop for long. Reset without guilt. Continue without excuses. That's how you build mastery. Restart until it sticks. Send. Turn the rule into a lifestyle. The 10-minute rule is not a hack. It's a philosophy. It's proof that massive change starts small. You don't have to wait for motivation. You create it. Every task, no matter how big, begins with 10 minutes. Soon, 10 becomes 30, then 2 hours, effortlessly. Because you've reprogrammed your brain to prefer action over avoidance. Discipline becomes a habit, not a chore. Your identity shifts from I can't to I start. That's the true transformation, not the result, but the mindset. You no longer need perfect plans, just consistent beginnings. The 10-minute rule turns dreams into motion, motion into results. Every small act compounds into unstoppable momentum. This is how you live intentionally, moment by moment. 10 minutes today builds the empire tomorrow. And all it takes is saying,
I'll start right
now. Procrastination isn't a monster. It's a whisper you believed for too long. The 10-minute rule silences that voice and replaces it with proof. You don't need to conquer the world today, just this
moment. Because once you win the next 10 minutes, you win the day. And when you win enough days,
you change your life. Momentum doesn't ask for miracles, only motion. Every time you act, you rewrite the story of hesitation. The difference between who you are and who you want to be is 10 minutes of doing what you
said you would. Your life won't change when you're
ready. It changes when you start. 10 minutes from now, you'll be grateful you did. This is how procrastination ends and purpose begins. Be and purpose begins.